Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. While everyone else is enjoying themselves with their new Switch 2, I have a Switch game haul here. These are all games I've accumulated over the last month and a half, I guess. Let's just jump right in. So I'll start, the top of the pile here is stuff that literally just arrived yesterday. So I have Rune Factory Guardians of Izuma. This is available on Switch 2. So if you have a Switch 2 now, I would probably recommend you get it on Switch 2 instead of on the Switch. The other thing is the Switch 2 version of the game, if you buy the Switch 2 edition, it works on the Switch. The only reason I got the Switch version is the cover art's nicer. I'm not like a massive fan of the Switch 2 boxes and the fact they've got this massive red border across the top of the games, you know, I prefer this. Really, it lets the cover art shine a little bit more, but you know. And the other reason is I've watched some gameplay footage of people playing it on the Switch and I'm happy that it seems to run fairly well. There's pop-in, but other than there being a bit of pop-in, there's no frame rate issues like there is with Rune Factory 5. And also it's 10 quid cheaper if you get the Switch version. That game literally came out when the Switch 2 launched alongside the Switch 2, and I'm excited to play it because I like Rune Factory games anyway, but this Rune Factory game in particular looks like it's kind of a step up from all the previous ones. I do like the fact that Rune Factory games are essentially farming sim meets JRPG, because I love JRPGs. JRPGs are basically my favorite game genre, you know, but I also do like farming sims because I really like Harvest Moon. I instantly really liked the two protagonists that you can choose from. You can choose between the male protagonist and the female protagonist. There's also like town building mechanics and stuff, which I like because I'm a Dark Cloud fan. I love Dark Cloud so much. It's such a good game, and you have this diorama system where you rebuild towns and stuff, which is it's kind of bare bones, I suppose, in a way, the diorama system, although to be honest, for its time it was really good. Even it still holds up in my opinion, the diorama system from Dark Cloud. But anyway, then I have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yes, I didn't have this game yet. I'm not, well, I was going to say I'm not really into fighting games. I haven't really played any fighting games, to be honest with you, so I don't really know. But I did start playing this last night. It arrived yesterday, and I started playing this. I know that Cloud from FF7 is one of the unlockable characters. So basically, I was like playing it non-stop since it arrived yesterday to try and unlock Cloud. I haven't unlocked him yet. I get the impression he's probably one of the characters that you unlock later on. He's probably not one of the early unlockable characters. I just have this feeling that Nintendo was like, we're gonna make the Final Fantasy fans work for Cloud. And they're right, because I will work to unlock Cloud. I don't care. There's Sonic, and I like Sonic a lot. And I probably will end up getting some of the battle passes. I'd like to get Joker, but mostly, and Sephiroth. But I want to unlock Cloud first, you know? Yes, the next game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I didn't have yet, which is kind of, I mean, I don't really have an excuse, to be honest with you. I tend to end up where I don't really prioritize Nintendo first-party games because they're more expensive than all the other games on the system. So I end up where, like, I want Nintendo first-party games, but then I'll look at the other Switch games that I want and think, but that's cheaper. So I'll go with that. It's Nintendo's own fault, okay? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you price your games cheaper, I would buy them earlier. But anyway, yes, I started playing this today and it's fun so far. I haven't done a huge amount in it yet, obviously. And I'm interested to see what I think of it compared to Wild World and New Leaf, because Wild World was the first Animal Crossing game I played, and then New Leaf, obviously, and now this. And I'm very, very, very late to the party, I know, but that's me. I always, well, not always, but I'm often late to the party. The only time I'm not late for something is if it's something that I'm like really obsessed with. For example, I will not be late when Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 comes out, I can tell you that. But anyway, yeah, those are the games that arrived yesterday, and now the rest is all stuff that arrived earlier than that that's been sitting on my shelf for a little while. Hollow Knight. So I know that this is very popular. This is an indie game that I hear so many people rave about, and I've never played a Metroidvania game before, so I'm really looking forward to playing this. It looks really fun, and I love the little character. He's so cute. I don't know what your name is, little guy, but you're adorable, and I already like you. Something I love about indie games is that they come with like extra stuff in the case a lot of the time. So there's a map in here and a booklet. You see, if indie games can do this, where is the excuse for these massive corporations not including stuff in their game boxes? There is no excuse, they just don't want to do it. Next I have Astral Chain, which is another game that I'm very excited to play. I've heard so many good things about this one as well. From what I know, it's an action game. I do like action games every now and then. And it's kind of got this like sci-fi, futuristic, cyberpunky sort of vibe to it, which I like. I really liked the vibe of Stellar Blade, which this is different. It doesn't have the same vibe as Stellar Blade, but it's kind of in that sort of sphere of sci-fi, futuristic, but sort of cyberpunky. You know what I mean? I keep hearing people rave about it, so I'm excited. I do hope I like it a lot. Then I have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is a game that I was going to pick up at some point because it's a JRPG. It's Nintendo's own JRPG franchise. Yes, I'm excited to play it. I'm always interested in trying out a new JRPG franchise, you know? Yes, I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard that this and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 are apparently the better ones, according to most people at least. But we'll see what I think. Maybe I'll disagree. Maybe I'll be one of those people that thinks that number 2 is the better one, or that will like number 2 the most. I don't know. And then the last game I have is Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. So Final Fantasy 1 to 6 are all included in this. This is great. I'm so happy that Square Enix has done this because it would have been honestly kind of a pain otherwise to try and acquire all of these games and play them. Yeah, these are all of the NES and SNES Final Fantasy games. I never had an NES or an SNES growing up. As a Final Fantasy fan, I had to get this. My plan is to play through all of the Final Fantasies, all of them, all of the mainline ones. I don't think I can play 11 because I'm pretty sure that that's just impossible to play, well, at least legally. You know, there's probably a community that's like keeping it alive through like fan servers or something, I don't know. And I know that 14 is very much still up and alive, you know. It's got a very big install base, I think, Final Fantasy 14. Maybe one day I'll play Final Fantasy 14 because 11 and 14 are MMOs. I don't really know why Square Enix did that. It's always kind of intrigued me as to why 2 MMOs that they made, they decided to give them numbers like the Final Fantasy JRPGs, you know, that are completely offline. Not that it's like a major problem or anything, but you know, why did they do that? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, that's that. I'm excited to get round to all of these games at some point, but now I really do have quite the backlog. But yes, I have a capture card arriving today, which I'm excited about because that will, as long as it works, obviously, enable me to start making like sort of varied content and more of the content that I want to be making rather than literally just me being like, look, this is my collection, this is what I've bought, which I like making those types of videos because I also like to watch those kinds of videos, but I also want to have like gameplay videos, review videos. I'd like to stream as well, assuming that my Wi-Fi is capable of me streaming, because I'm not convinced it is. So we'll have to do a little test stream there at some point. But anyway, thanks for watching, and look forward to all of the stuff that's to come on my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!